Two small clubs who are both below below West Ham United in the Premier League table take on each other later on Super Sunday on Sky Sports. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. It's the battle of the small clubs this afternoon. We have we have a few guests who want us to talk about this game on outside of the West Ham box. Arsenal versus Tottenham preview. Firstly, former Premier League striker John Williams, the Flying Postman. How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. Thank you, Jake. Yourself?
Not too bad at all. Ben, how are you?
Yeah, not bad. We're getting there slowly, Jake.
Good. And Richard, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. And we are joined by the man himself, who is one of our captains, but we'll get on to that in a minute. Fordy, how are you?
Good morning. All right.
Yeah, not too bad. Right then, so do I really want Spurs on the top of my screen? I suppose I've done it now, haven't I? So
you can get used to it.
Yeah, not quite so far. In terms of right, how we're going to do this, we're going to have captains. So the captains are John Williams, Premier League striker, and Fordy, who refers to as the comedian. Is that all right, Fordy?
I've been called a lot worse, mate. So yes, happy as Larry with that.
Good. All right, we'll start off then. Where should we go? Ben, we'll start with you. How are you feeling? Are you confident for the game later on?
I'm excited and nervous. It's a North London derby. Everything goes out the window today. Anything can happen today. I do think it's going to be a 2-1 Arsenal, though.
Oh, he's gone straight in with the prediction. I like it. Rich, we'll come to you. How are you feeling?
Well, I've just looked at some statistics, and it isn't good. 1 in 28 at the Emirates. So today is the day to make it 2 in 29.
Well, there we go. John, how are you feeling?
As I said, I'm going to take a little bit out of Ben's book and just basically say it's a local derby. Form, everything goes out the window. It's just, for local pride now, isn't it? So, with a bit of luck, usually what happens in these games is a draw. So, I'll be happy with a draw, the way we're performing at the moment. So, a draw I'll take. A win, I'd be, flabbergasted.
A win, I'd be flabbergasted. And that is confirmed. That's what you've heard. And Fordy, enlighten us. How are you feeling?
Well, I mean, these really are the last days of Sodom, isn't it? That I come on to a West Ham podcast to talk about Arsenal versus Spurs. I mean, this is where Boris Johnson has got multiculturalism completely wrong, hasn't he? There's no significant undertones here. This is a derby day, Arsenal Tottenham. I haven't got a bloody clue what is going to happen today. And I think, in fairness, we can only do these predictions. And we got to fill out an hour for you, mate. And we do that. We'll talk a load of rubbish. But I haven't got a clue on what is going to happen today. I don't know what Arsenal's going to turn up. I don't know what Tottenham's going to turn up. I just hope it's a really good game. I just, you both teams have a go at it. And, yeah, excited to see how the new Arsenal is going to evolve. That's all. But I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, just a reminder, this is what the league table is currently looking like. We're mighty West Ham on top of both Tottenham and Arsenal. Tottenham sitting in 10th on 9 points and Arsenal sitting in 13th with 6 points. So it's gonna take, what's that, a 4 or 5-0 win for Arsenal to overtake them in the league table. It's going to be a push. But the word in the comments, hopefully Tottenham gets smashed. Anything someone wants to say about that?
Yeah, that never happened. Sorry, Charlie B.
Well, to be honest, it's one of these games where, Rachel, I'll come to you, where it could be we can sit here for an hour, as Voice said, and talk about it, and it could be a dull 0-0, or it can be one of the games of the season. We saw one of the games of the season last night at the Brentford Community Stadium, but, nobody knows what's going to happen, and that's what we love about it.
I don't think it will be a boring match, whatever. The teams will go at it, the fans will be at it. It does worry me a bit that there aren't that many homegrown players anymore, and the passion probably isn't on the pitch to the extent it is in the crowd still. But on paper, Spurs look to me to have a better side. It's just whether we turn up or not.
Yeah.
And that is the worry.
Yeah. Right then, what I'm going to do
and
now
if we don't turn up for Arsenal, well,
you got no hope. You've got no hope at all. Right then, so these two clubs. One thing I do want to say: these two clubs aren't renowned for their atmosphere inside stadiums. Would you agree?
Hang on, I've got to come in here.
Go on, Fordy.
All right.
Go on, Fordy.
Now, I don't know if your dad helps you with these questions. All right. But you've gone from a Commonwealth into a Commonwealth Stadium. You know, it looks like the old Shed End where you are. You're so far away from the ground. You're nearly in bloody Epping.
At least we make an atmosphere, Fordy. At least we make an atmosphere. Well, hang on. Hear me out first. So there isn't much atmosphere at either ground. Spurs have got two songs. One they nicked from Southampton, and the other one is Harry Kane. He's one of our own who was pictured in a Spurs. Who was pictured in an Arsenal shirt when he was a teenager. Well,
because you're younger, I'm not allowed to pick on you. Is that right? I've got to be politically correct now. And because you're youngest, it would look like I'm bullying you. But you are an idiot. All right? So let's get this right. Okay? Have you ever even been to Arsenal?
Yes. And there was not a shade of atmosphere. You sang Arsenal once when you scored, and that was it.
Well, that sounds brilliant to us. That's our major song.
Original.
Let's be honest. West Ham only gets filled when Bon Jovi bloody play there. So let's get this right. Right. Going back on the football. I
haven't finished yet. Hang on.
I want to say one thing to you. You've asked me a question. I want to say one thing to you. In terms of atmosphere, Tottenham. I've got to admit, Tottenham's design of their stadium does lend to a great atmosphere. And watching the boxing there last night, I thought it sounded absolutely tremendous.
Well, there we go. Well, when I went to Arsenal Stadium, there wasn't nothing tremendous about the atmosphere because you sing Arsenal once, and you used to sing 1-0 to the Arsenal, but you don't get to sing that very often nowadays.
No, hold on a minute. We have done a few games.
Let's use in the chat. Here's the question: Will Spurs let 3 in again?
Richard, I'll pass that one on to you.
Oh, well, there's every likelihood we might, but we might score 4 as well.
There's not much confidence going around here, is there? You can tell it's 2 out-of-form teams going up against each other, that's for sure.
Well, I do have to say, I think our back 4, if it's what I think it will be, looks
frozen, just like the team. Oh, he's back.
Oh.
Tanganga's back in the mix, then he'll certainly put some fight in there. Dyer, Reguilon, probably Romero. I think that's a good back 4, and they might take some beating there today.
Yeah. Here's the question, John. I'll put it to you. Will Kane score?
100%.
Yes.
Wow. Fordy, you are sniggering at the fact that you think he'll score today.
I do love it when ex-defenders think that centre forwards can score.
Who's an ex-defender? Striker.
John, you only went up for corners. Come on, you went further back in your career.
No comment. What's Talk Sports? No, listen to Talk Sports. Speak to Mick Quinn, and he'll tell you about our time at Highbury on the first day of the season.
Don't say Talk Sport, crikey.
Right, I will say though that we haven't conceded in 3 games now. We've had 3 clean sheets. I know, Burnley away is not an easy place to go to. I know it's an ugly place to go and play, but clean sheet, and that was a side of Arsenal that I didn't see last year. I didn't see a bit of determination, a little bit of steel, a few nasty little challenges as well. So that was an encouraging sign for me for Arsenal. 3 clean sheets and winning ugly. And I don't care, beating Norwich 1-0 is not fantastic. Beating Burnley away, yeah, not amazing, but and Wimbledon in the week, but 3 clean sheets, a great basis to start any run, as John knows. Get your back 4 sorted, and you can nick games 1 or 2-0. I honestly think we're due again today. That's my prediction. I think we'll nick it 1-0 again.
Fordy, just a quick one. Being our captain, would you keep Ramsdale in goal?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
yes.
would you stick with the same back 5 as we did with Burnley with the new Japanese guy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think continuity breeds familiarity, doesn't it? So I'm not the great believer of the wholesale changes. Yes, if you play the League Cup, make 3 or 4 to freshen it up, not a problem. When it comes to the league, and we're not in Europe, so there's no need to rest at the moment. You can almost put the same 11 or 13, give or take a couple, every week now, because we have no European football. So it's great. Ramsdale, for me, looks like a tremendous revelation in the way that his communication, and he's a fan's favourite already.
Yeah.
Just already. So keep him in. Keep him in and get his confidence up.
Ben, I think that as well. I'm not Bernd Leno's hugest fan, but when we played you last season, I liked it when he just let it through his legs. He seems to do that quite often. Are you glad to see Leno out of the side?
I am. It's a shame. It's not nice to see that happen, but I think Ramsdale's going to be a breath of fresh air, and he'll be England's goalkeeper in the World Cup next year. I'll say that now, easily. I really do. I don't think Henderson's going to get a look in at Man United now. I think De Gea's on. He's doing incredibly well at the moment. Pickford's, he's great, but he's also got an unreliable side. Where at the moment, Ramsdale, the games he's playing, has been brilliant.
Let's take some comments. Kieran says, "G'day, young Jake. What are all the what are you doing with all these North Londoners?" Well, they'll be gone in an hour. That'll be all right. It'll be back to West Ham. Don't panic. Andy, I hope you are well. Gaza, North London Ball Fest coming up. Could anyone genuinely see that happening?
No.
Not at all. No. These games are always, they have something spicy going on, because, as I said, it's all about the bragging rights of North London. The fans, the passion, the fire, and I think the way things are going for both teams at this moment in time, it's not going exactly well. They've got to turn on it and put a show on, and I think that will happen today. In my heart.
Yeah. Does any Spurs fans remember the Lanzini match? Anybody? Does that ring some sort of bell?
No.
Not at all. We've been invaded with North Londoners. I know. We've been invaded.
Well, it is a derby day, so that's why you've got us on, isn't it? So try and leave the West Ham bit out if you want. Who's Lanzini? Was he in Coronation Street or something like that? I don't know. Let's talk about the Arsenal and how we're going to overturn the Spurs today.
Attempt to.
Ramsdale loves the relegation battle. He certainly does. Will he get another one this season?
No.
I think he will.
Yes, John. Absolutely love it.
Really, Williams. I mean, it's early to start drinking, isn't it?
I stopped drinking a long time ago. I stop. The way my team are playing next, I'm gonna have to start. Imagine that was every week.
Is the question going to backfire on you, Fordy? What was the best derby both captains played in? Fordy, we'll come to you first.
Both captains played in. Sorry.
What was the best derby you played in?
I played in.
Yeah.
Well, I played for Froome Town Reserves once.
Love it, son. Love it.
This is a true story. and I came on as a sub. This was against a team called Temple Cloud, which is just down the road towards Radstock. I do get mocked in Froome anyway, and we won the league there. I scored the winner and got sent off for my celebration in 1997.
Crikey. And,
So I would say that's the best derby I played in. Won the league, got sent off, showed me tits, and it was fine.
John, have you got a better experience with derby?
I should hope so.
God, I've had so many clubs. God, I played in the M4 derby, Wickham versus bloody Oxford, the M40 derby. I also played Cardiff versus Swansea several times. I played for both teams, scored for both. Played, Coventry versus Villa, York versus Halifax, I think, or something like that. And oh my God, yeah. Kidderminster versus Wolves, I scored in that derby. That was a sort of a derby because it was another Midlands-based team. So yeah, the best one I'd have to say, the most intense, has to be Cardiff versus Swansea. Swansea versus Cardiff. It was different level. And as I said, once you're a player in a situation like that, it means everything to the fans and it means everything to the players to come out on top. So that's why I think today it's got to be a special day. I mean, slight different dynamics, but you get when you're playing in the Welsh derby, the lads are coming up, the fans are coming up to you, the lads are coming up to you because a lot of the lads, are from the local area. A lot of the players are Welsh. There's a few Londoners in both sides, and they're going to want to win, and as I said, they're going to want to have the bragging rights. So, unfortunately for me, I've played in too many local derbies. If you look at my CV, the amount of clubs. But yeah, they're the best things.
That wasn't your choice, though, John, was it? You were shipped out for being unfit.
Yes, very much so. It was like a pirate's booty, and stolen.
Let's talk about managing.
When you got as big as Mickey Quinn, you knew you had to find another club.
Oh, there you go, Mickey Quinn. I can't say anything bad about that man. He's a legend, mate. Love him to bits. Now that I can't move my legs anymore, I'm blaming him because I've done all his running and he scored all the goals.
Let's talk about the manager, and this could get quite hilarious. Personally, let's start off with Spurs, and Rich, with you first. How do you think Nuno's done so far?
He's been slightly different. Oh, sorry. Did you say Richard first?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, sorry, Rich.
No problem. It's early days. He got lucky with his first game with Man City. I think we played them early enough that they weren't there, and we got lucky. Two scraped 1-0s. I think we've got one goal from open play at the moment, and then 2 3-0 losses. And the worrying thing is he didn't seem to know how to change things, or more worrying, other managers changed things and he didn't. So I think it's early days, but not really seeing that spark at the moment.
No. John, we'll come back to you. Arteta, Ben, we keep your track of it. Haven't spoke for a while, but what's your thoughts on Arteta? In or out? Shake it all about.
Indifferent. It all depends how you look at it. If you want short-term success, then no, he's done awful. If you're looking at the long-term game, then you'd have to ask me in 2 years. It all depends on who you talk to as an Arsenal fan. I've got Arsenal fans that wanted him out last season because they wanted to win the league last year. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It all depends. If you're looking at a short-term success Arsenal fan, then he's got to go. I'm not. I'm happy at the moment we're not in Europe. I look at Chelsea a couple of years ago. They weren't in Europe and they had a flyover season.
Yeah.
So us not being in Europe this season, I actually think it's a blessing in disguise. I really do.
Yeah, it's time to go to the captains for the Arteta. What are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, it divides opinion, doesn't it, at the moment? You know, exactly what Ben says. It's the long term and the short term. The problem I have is with the new breed of Arsenal fan is I think they've seen success in the past and they want it very quickly now. And patience within football fans, as you know, sort of dissipates very, very quickly. A run of results. You know, you get those Muppets on AFTV coming up and think they know that everything. You know, oh, Arteta should be out and he should be sold and all that. Rome wasn't built in a day here. Let's be frank. Arsenal have been in trouble for a good couple of years. We've stolen an FA Cup, which kind of boosted Arteta's CV at the time a couple of years ago, and we've been in decline with the players and the players' attitudes to the club for a good couple of seasons. So I've been on here a couple of times, Jake, as you well know. Until the clear out had gone, I was interested to see what the recruitment was going to be like, but until the clear out of the people who were negative but bad energy to the club had gone, which I think really they've pretty much gone now, this is actually Arteta's side. You can see that this is the nucleus of his side now, and now is the time to start judging him. Yes, it's early, but I can see relationships starting already.
Yeah.
Ben White and Gabriel, Lokonga in midfield, Smith Rowe being pushed over and then comes into the middle and meets Odegaard. You can see relationships happening, and this is Arteta's side. So if he had then started losing everything, if he didn't win up to October, I think he's in trouble. But a couple of good results, and if you beat Tottenham, well, that'll give you a massive pat on the back, and that will keep the wolf from the door for quite a while, and it will shut Tottenham up for a while, and just tell them just to go away. Just shut up and go away for a bit.
Right then,
Absolutely.
so that's so far the quote of the day: "Shut up and go away." John, what more can you add? Nuno, and what's your tagline?
All I can say about Nuno is one dimensional, one style, counter-attacking football. When he gets it right, it's good on the eye. But for me, as a Spurs fan, you know, I don't know if anybody else would agree with me, is in my heart, it's not the Spurs way. It's been the Spurs way now ever since Poch has gone. His brand of football was more suited to my style of play and how I like the team that I support to play. He was fluent, flamboyant, exciting. You know, he took us to near enough to certain, you know, Cup, Champions League final, second in the league. Now we're a million miles away from that under the last two managers who are, you know, don't get me wrong, they are great managers and they've achieved a lot of success. But, you know, Nuno is unproven at a big club like the size of Spurs, and no comment from you, 40. But for me, I just feel he needs to be given a chance, and sort of, you know, we're only 4 or 5 games into the season. You know, we lost 3-0 twice. You know, we're in this conference Europa thingamajig, which is, what is it? You know,
I'll tell you.
I'll
tell you. It's the Mickey Mouse Europa League that the massive West Ham United are in.
Oh my God! But yeah, you know, as I said, it's like it's a time now for sort of him to be given a chance, and I think he can be judged probably after 10 games. But for me, I'm not really convinced. I've seen what he did at Wolves, and yeah, Wolves are not a giant club. He's turned them into something. What he's turned them into, I don't know. But he's got bigger and better players at Tottenham now, so he should be, you know, making waves.
Kieran says Arteta isn't building anything. Never mind Rome. Here we go. Rich,
Jake, sorry. Can I just say something? Just listening to John there as well. I mean, who the hell has taken the jam out of your donut, and Richards as well? You've become very pessimistic, haven't you? I am now very buoyed, and I think we're going to do you 2 or 3-0 now. Just listening to you two blouses.
Yeah, we're just realists from what we see. We don't dream like you Arsenal fans. I mean, you had to bring a super strong team to play West Brom from the Championship the other day, and I watched that. Yes, it was very impressive, but you were playing against West Brom's under 23s. Is that much pressure?
You can only beat what's in front of you. You can only beat the.
How would I know you was going to say that?
And the rubbish
I mean,
in front of us
team
today
will beat
is
them.
Tottenham. The rubbish in front of us today is Tottenham, and we're going to beat you.
Right then. What we'll do, just for a second, I'm going to let captains completely let it out. So, go.
What was the question again, Jake?
Say what you want to say to each other, and then we'll move on.
Okay, Fordy. Let's have it, son. Feel free.
After you, sir.
After me. Yeah. Honestly thinking, you, as you said, you're a pessimist. We're very pessimistic. You're all excited and bubbling, thinking Arsenal going to do things. But what I'm actually saying to you is, you actually brought your first team to play against kids. Surely that's got to be a concern.
Yes, that's factually correct, John. I can't disagree with that. But that's the state of where Arsenal are at the moment. That's exactly what we have to do with no Europe or anything like that. But I mean, I am tremendously buoyed by your pessimism and Richard's downbeat, boring. Not sure yet. Oh, yeah.
I completely agree, Captain. I completely agree with that. They do seem very lackluster in what their team can do today.
Get involved.
The postman, who is a legend, to listen to these two babbling on negatively about their own club has made me even more. But I tell you what, I'm gonna go to the shop and get some black pudding as well. Now I'm gonna have a nice coffee. I'm gonna have a lovely Sunday, and it's all gonna be good on about 6:30 tonight.
Yep, absolutely.
No chance.
Yeah, the good thing is the only way it's out for us. We'll be on a high at 6 o'clock, whereas you'll be on the floor thinking, "Oh my goodness!"
Wow,
Definitely.
Cleared that up nicely. Here's a question, Ben. Now, I think this is a superb comment. Souček, Soufal, and Zuma cost less than Ben White put together.
They probably did.
Well done. Yeah,
well, that's a fact. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, but
Ronaldo cost more than Saka, but I'd still say that Saka at the moment probably better than Ronaldo.
I disagree.
No.
How many goals has Saka got this season? 1? Oh, against West Brom, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Against West Brom, the team that we put in front of us.
Ronaldo scored 3.
I don't know.
4. And he's 37.
Yeah. Let's see what Saka's doing at 37 as well. I don't know.
Is that when you first signed your first professional contract, John?
Yeah, when I was 37, yeah. Brilliant.
But no, yeah, you're right. They probably did cost less. Yeah, there's nothing I can say about that, and that happens everywhere.
Do you think Ben White's worth 50 million quid?
Ask me at the end of the season.
Yes, Ben.
Oh, so Ben's sitting on the fence. Are you sitting on the fence, 40?
Mate, if I sat on a fence, the fence wouldn't be up very long. I think if West Ham, obviously this is a West Ham podcast, and there's West Ham people coming in with some ordinary comments like they normally do. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to quote factual things, yes, I agree. Yes, they are not as much as Ben White. Yes, well done. What do you want us to say to that? We've seen that Kurt Zouma has gone from Chelsea. He played at Everton, and he was rubbish. All right, so
well, it's not rubbish at West Ham, that's for sure.
Jake, time will tell that.
Oh, work to do. That's why.
Pardon?
Got a lot more work to do playing in that team.
Oh, look, off he goes. At least we're not.
As for Ben White, I actually think the job he did for England in the Euros is the job he should be doing for Arsenal. Sitting on the bench.
Still on the bench.
Going to stand.
Do you think he's that bad?
I do.
Yes.
Genuinely.
What you have to look at is all these people that are getting kudos for being overworked. When he was at Brighton last season, he was overworked. So he he was the best of a bad bunch.
So is that what we're saying about Kurt Zuma at West Ham now?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think every single
You don't
one.
go from Chelsea to West Ham, do you?
Very true.
It's a downward move, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just like that bloke, I can't mention his name when he went to Arsenal. That centre half with the ball legs.
Oh, what? Sol Campbell?
The ball. So Campbell has won the double.
Right, one person that hasn't made an appearance so far made his match-winning performance at Ellen Road yesterday. Can now join us live. Does anybody know who's joining us live?
Ooh, Glenn Snowden.
Rafina. Oh.
There's only one Craig Dawson. Go on, Fordy.
Who?
What do you mean who? What do you mean
It's West
who?
Brom, it's Watford.
Is that the drummer? Is that the drummer from Coldplay?
It was a very vital part of us getting Europa League last season, which you were nowhere near getting.
Yeah, good. Well done. You can play Thursdays. Brilliant. Well done. Go on and win it, and then you can really say that you are an amazing London side. Go away.
Just have to hold it away.
I thought you were crowned as a decent London side when you won the Premier League.
Oh dear. Dawson's a better player than Ben White. I agree.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, Dawson has had a better career at the moment.
Got more
Ben White's
experience.
career but he's just starting. Ben White is just starting his career. He's still young. That's why I said those questions. Let us answer them at the end of the season. He's just starting for us.
One player, Ben, is I think personally is nicking a living is Granit Xhaka. Is there any coincidence how he goes out the side and you start winning?
No. No, because I personally, for a game like today, I'd have Granit Xhaka playing.
Why?
Because looking at how the ref, depending who's refereeing, some of the referees have been letting certain challenges go. And if we're going back to it being a derby, you want a player like that in your team.
Football's not like that anymore, Ben. Sorry, mate. You touch someone, even on a hand, they're going down, you're getting a yellow card.
True.
Richard,
The referees are letting more go this season.
I mean,
if you watched that match last night, the Liverpool-Brentford, there were an awful lot of tackles flying in there where the ref didn't blow.
That's what I mean. They are this season. They seem to be letting a few more go.
I think you've got to go back to Granit Xhaka has had a lot of chances at Arsenal. To be honest with you, okay, and I think now if you go to most Arsenal fans, Ben, let's be honest, there's a trust issue with Granit Xhaka. And he's borderline schizophrenia. I think really when I'm not sure his decision making is probably right up there with Chris Waddle and Glenn Hoddle doing Diamond Nights. I think I'm not sure if he's the right man for today.
If the referee is too strict today, then there could be issues for Tanganga, couldn't there?
Oh, yeah.
Is he still suspended or is he back?
I think he's back.
Okay. The thing is with him, he's very athletic. I thought it was a bit harsh when he got sent off the other day, the second challenge. First one, I'll give it that one. But the second one I thought was a bit harsh. He actually didn't even touch the player. I think he plays it in the right, but he's no different than Kyle Walker, really. But he can play football a little bit better than him. But as you said, Kyle Walker's experienced. But for me, I think Tanganga's a better defender and a better player who goes when going forward. Or should I reverse that? Pardon?
I think he's a super player.
Yeah, I agree with you. And he's very young, and he's still got a lot ahead of him. His pace is ridiculous. He's very competitive. Carl Walker, to me, has he improved in the time that he's been young till now, or is he still the same type of player he always has been? Got phenomenal pace. His quality in the last third, bit questionable, but as a defender, no one can stop him because of his pace and his fire and his aggression. So for me, I just think Tanganga needs to be in our team today to give it to them Gooners.
Yeah, well, I've just nicked a predicted lineup. I've just nicked a predicted lineup from a website because I haven't got a clue what Spurs are going to have. Let's see, Rich, if you agree with this. Lloris in goal. Royal. Who's Royal? Royal Duke of York.
Perhaps Tanganga isn't back then. Royal is one of our new imports.
Oh, Romero, good old Eric Dyer.
Emerson.
You're definitely going to win at Arsenal if Eric Dyer is in the side. Reguilon, Højbjerg, who's apparently the next big thing. Skip, Ali, Son, Kane, and Lo Celso. Would you agree with that, Rich? If Tanganga can't play?
No, I think Ndombele is going to play them.
Pardon?
Who's saying that's the lineup?
That's just a predicted lineup from a website because I ain't got a clue. So would you agree with that, or would you change it?
Me personally, I have to have Ndombele's got to be in it, in the midfield somewhere.
Yeah.
And I don't know who Royal is.
It's Emerson Royal, isn't it?
It's who?
Emerson Royal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know him. Big Spurs fan. I don't know who he is. But yeah, it's for me, as I said, the battle is going to be one in the midfield, and as I said, the defence has got to be solid, especially with the strikers and the movement that they've got. If Pepe plays, if the tall guy who does the flip, whatever his name is, a Bangang or whatever his name is, Lacazette might come off the bench and play his little, but he won't score today. He can put his brass instrument down somewhere else because that ain't coming out. And then Saka, I think, as I said, if Tanganga plays, he won't have a kick. He'll be destroyed.
One thing that I think might be the issue for Lee is goals, because Saka ain't scoring goals, Smith Rowe ain't scoring goals. I mean, Odegaard scored a fantastic free kick against Burnley. Everything to me seems to be left on Aubameyang's shoulders in terms of goals.
Let's just put this right as well. From the start of the season, so we've had a poor start. Obviously with the COVID and the injuries we've had, so we've now got, I would like to say, a settled side all of a sudden. Jake, as you know, any win is a win. So we will, if you're going to start the basis of any run, you win ugly, 1-0. But keep the solid back four. You've got to keep a solid back four. We've got that. We've nicked a couple of goals. I do honestly think now we're getting into the realms where somebody, because we've missed a lot of chances. I know we haven't scored a lot of goals, but we have missed a lot of chances as well. And somebody is going to take a good hiding soon as well. Now, whether that's today, I'm not sure. I still think we'll nick it 1 or 2-0. I do think it'll be a decent game, but I think we'll probably nick it 1 or 2-0. But Arsenal are creating chances. I would be more concerned if we weren't creating and still nicking wins 1-0. But we are, so sooner or later, yes, Saka will come in and Emil Smith-Rowe will score. And Aubameyang has only had one bad season at Arsenal, and that was last year with no fans. So, I think like most good goal scorers, want to come off your arse soon from not even looking at the goal properly, and that will kickstart something like the whole team will. I think we've got a lot of goals in us. I'm really confident that we will score 2s and 3s in games, but from little acorns first, let's get the basis right. Back four, good keeper, be hard to beat, and then try and nick something as we grow in confidence. 3 wins in a row, make it 4 today, shut this lot up from the Seven Sisters, and the confidence comes again, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right.
The man who's had more clubs than Tiger Woods, talking about journeyman footballers like Aubameyang. You never got into double figures, Williams. Come on, let's talk football now.
I did several times. Right, let's have this conversation. I'm going to ask you a question. Since the departure of Sir Arsene Wenger, do you feel Arsenal do produce the same style of play when he was there in modern day?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I was very lucky to have the Wenger era. Very lucky. I mean, I was a silver member then, but I went as many games as I could. The football was. I'll never see players and football like that again. I mean,
it was good to watch.
To watch.
It was good to watch.
Oh,
the way Arsenal played.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story, and Richard, don't judge me. I actually wanted to watch Liverpool play Arsenal because I hated both teams. And Arsenal, I wanted to see Sir Thierry Henry play because I just knew that I could probably learn something from him or see. He was the top striker. I was at the end of my career then, but I wanted to see how he did it. And as I said, I sat in your seats. I did damage them a little bit while no one was looking. But the style of play, it was like watching a big five-a-side match. It was entertaining. It was beautiful to watch. And I don't feel Arsenal playing the same way now. That's why I'm sort of disappointed in it.
Let's be honest though, John. You just won't find players like Dennis Bergkamp and Thierry Henry and Robert Pires again. That sometimes
the ponytail man with the blonde hair, the French guy, crackpot. What's his name again?
Oh,
Amanda Petit. Amanda. That's the one.
We used to absolutely smash you for fun in the Wenger years as well. It was embarrassing for you lot.
No comment.
Emmanuel Petit, Paddy Vieira against Vinny Samways and David Howe, I think you had.
I think you got the wrong era there, mate. You got the wrong.
Have you seen a bigger mismatch in history?
I think you got the wrong period there, son. Go back to the 90s there.
Let's go on to predictions and final thoughts. And Ben, we will start with you before we let you go. What's your prediction and final thoughts for the game?
I still think it's going to be 2-1. I think it's going to be Tottenham are going to be winning 1-0 at half time, and I think we'll turn it around in the second half. 2-1.
Love it. Ben, thank you very much for coming on. I know you've got to go. Thank you.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you very much.
Ben. Right then, so now it's a very convincing 2v1 now for me.
Yes, let's get in. Rich.
I paid for that up at the old Kent Road the other day.
We will leave the captains until last. So, Rich, what's your final thoughts and prediction?
My final thoughts are Spurs are going to turn up today. We are going to win. We are going to come away with a 3-1 victory.
Ooh, I like it.
And we are going to rub your noses in it, Arsenal.
Right then, so it's time for the captains to start the fighting talk and the predictions. Who wants to go first?
Yes, I am.
Fordy can go first. Get on it, Fordy.
Right, just while he's got the cup in his hand, Richard, it's a bit early to start drinking the cooking sherry, mate, if you're going to make predictions like that. Jesus Christ. Right, personally, I think it's going to go the way that Arsenal form has been going at the moment. I think we're going to be solid at the back. The only concern I have is that Son has a very good scoring record against Arsenal, and if he plays, yeah, that's the guy I fear more than Kane. I think I really rate that Son. He's a good player, and he's got a great record against Arsenal. If we can keep him quiet and we can keep it solid at the back, I can see us winning 1 or 2-1, something like that. So that's I know boring Arsenal, but at this present moment, I just want points and climb the league, and the confidence comes from winning games. Winning football matches brings confidence. Beating your neighbour is even better. So yeah, I'll go 2-1 actually. 2-1.
Right then, John, over to you.
Well, Arsenal are on a bit of a mini resurgence against some of the top teams like Norwich and Burnley. Let's get excited about that. For me, I actually think, they're playing against a proper team today. So the way we've been performing, they said for Nuno, I think he's going to have them fired up. So I'm going for a 1-1 draw. Harry Kane to score. But I'll take the win. I'll be happy with the win after our last couple of results. So that's my prediction, is a 1-1 draw. Sorry, 40.
There we go. Let's take some comments before we wrap things up. Kieran says, Ben White would love to be as good as Big Craig Dawson. Of course he would. Is Kane still so sulking? Probably. Here's the question. Did John get booked for diving after the Tony Gale challenge at Upton Park?
100%. Yeah. Never forget that. That's the most blatant penalty decision I've ever had overturned in my entire life. He might have just punched me in the face. He still would have got away with it that day. Unbelievable. Jake, have you ever seen it?
I haven't. No, I'll make sure I watch it out.
Yeah. You get on YouTube and watch that, and you tell me if I was diving. Absolutely shocking.
Kieran says Arsenal couldn't win an argument.
This guy who keeps giving you these comments, and is he all right? Is he in a home?
He's fantastic. He's fantastic. He's a very good West Ham fan. Kieran, ignore him.
We need to get him on. Is he about 7?
This is harsh. He lives in Australia. He's all right. Kieran is the man.
An Australian West Ham fan. You can't write this, Jake, can you? Brilliant.
You can, and I will. Now that I watch him paint and dry in terms of Arsenal, as times it is, Wenger teams were amazing to watch for 5 to 6 years. 2-1 Arsenal. Come on, the Gunners, says Cyber Leader. There we go. Right. One person that couldn't get on, we were having issues with the streaming service. Jamie says he's a Spurs fan and he's going for a 3-1 win to Spurs. So there we go. We've got a deflated looking 40 there. We've got Rich and John 2-1. Thank you very much for our captains. But to finish off, I'm sure all of you. I'm sure all of you are thinking by the end of the season, your ambition for both clubs has surely got to be finishing even close to the mighty West Ham United.
Hold on. As soon as you lose MA, you'll have nothing. And you will see for a little mini break around Christmas. He must be religious or something, because he never seems to play consistently for the whole season. What a player, but he's always picking up little injuries. Mr. Antonio.
Yeah, he's such a key man. And
without him, you have nothing.
I was calling him to come off on the 70th minute yesterday. I thought he looked shocked, but kept him on and he scored. That's what he's there to do. Anyway, thank you very much. A huge thank you to you, Rich, and our 2 captains who have battled it out for 49 minutes and 20 seconds here. From me, 40, come on, you Irons. Thank you very much. What is it? Come on, you Gunners. Arsenal.
Shut up.
What about the Gunnosaurus?
Yeah, Gunnosaurus. Oh dear. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for watching. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new around here. And I'm rooting for a draw, so both teams stay below the mighty West Ham United. So we'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Bye.